Hi and welcome to the first Astro Tarot channel for 2012. My name is Tiffany Crosara and every month I do this with an astrology and channeling blog to tune into the energies present in the month and help us to use them wisely. Okay, so the long-awaited year of 2012 is here, and let's have a look and see what the tarot has to say for this month. So for this month, what I noticed generally was there's a huge amount of knights in this spread, and knights in the tarot bring opportunity. First we have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles is very much around our goals. So this is a great card to get for our resolutions. It's showing that we have a great energy around manifesting our intentions. And this is quite intense. The next card that we've got is indeed intensity. So there's a lot of power around that this month. Intensity is also another knight. Intensity is the Knight of Wands. So here we've got action and manifestation, which is really, really great. And to top that off, we have the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is fantastic for all things new. New ideas, new ways of living, new ideals, and of course, New Year resolutions. So if ever there was a year to get on track with that, it looks like this is a really great time for that. Also, if we look at it in a less traditional manner, things to do around our intentions for this year on a broader perspective, not just in that sense of New Year's resolutions, but just generally what that means for our consciousness. It feels like 2012 and the shift in our consciousness is beginning right away. The next week we have a full moon in Cancer on the 9th. Just go with the flow and the tide and tune into your emotions, observe them, feel them, but reacting to them is something that we may need to watch out for if we don't want knee-jerk, over-emotional reactions to things that could spiral out of control. And this is the energy around the full moon for next week in Cancer. Again, we start with another knight, the Knight of Swords, and this is what I was saying about our reactions to things. The Knight of Swords can be very impulsive, and it's all about balance with our emotions, because then we've gone into postponement. So as you can see here, we've got things coming up around overreactions to things or suppression of things, and that is reinforced here with the Two of Swords here, being stuck between two ways of trying to express oneself. So the best thing to do really here is just maybe observe any feelings that come up around this, and you know, they'll feed back into your intentions that is there in terms of what we saw last week or this week, the first week of January. What happens in the second week of January feels like it's just a way. What happens in the second week of January just feels like it's another level of helping us to become conscious about what our intentions are and what is really important to us on an emotional level. In the third week, we've got some really nice energies coming through here. Okay, and we've got Pisces, Venus going into Pisces as well. So we had very practical energy in the first week of 2012 with our intentions and getting ahead and all of that stuff. And then the emotional side opened up in the second week. And in the third week, it's almost as if these two blend. So you've got the groundedness coming through, as well as that warmth or that nurturing or that lovely feeling of ripeness exactly. That's like the card we have here. And these cards are both nines, and nines show an abundance or a feeling of nearly getting somewhere. The Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles in particular are probably the two nicest nines in the tarot. So it's really showing that, you know, on that emotional level, which is the cups here, we are feeling much more balanced and much more happy with ourselves, and that is manifesting in the outer world in the Nine of Pentacles, which is this card here, ripeness. This is beautiful, and it results in this card here, which is called the Palace of Coins. Not a traditional tarot card at all, but what it actually represents is that we have the right place for our things to grow, which is fantastic. This is here saying that all your turf in the garden is fantastic. This is beautiful. This is really lovely because it shows everything coming together nicely. So on the 24th we have Mars going retrograde in Virgo, and we do have a very Mars feeling to this week here, the 4th week of January. What we see here starts again with another night. Okay, so this here is the same card as the intensity card we saw up here. So this shows that there is this very Mars energy here in this week. And it's interesting because it's also got, sorry for my clumsiness, it's also got the Knight of Wands, King of Wands there, okay, which is great because this shows that we are growing. We're going from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands, which shows that we're becoming the master of our own actions, which is really interesting because the middle card here is that card. It's called the Master, okay? Again, not a traditional tarot card. For those of you that do know the tarot, we have the Major Arcana, and the Major Arcana is like a wheel, and it shows us all of our patterns that we get stuck into, the wheel of samsara in a way. And this one here, the Master, is an extra card in the Osho Zen deck, which shows that we have come off of our wheel of patterning into enlightenment. So this is fantastic to see this, showing us that we're going through this process of mastering our consciousness around our own actions. So Mars retrograde in Virgo would tie with that because it is very analytical, going back over things and over things and over things. But it looks like there's a real good, you know, outcome to that. And finally, generally, this is the energy around January 2012. Okay, again, we've got the Two of Swords here. And we saw that earlier in the second week with the full moon. Again, things to do with balance. Look, we've got the moon in this one as well, you see. Balance, balance, balance. Okay, you've got healing coming up here as well. This ties in very much to Chiron being in Pisces. It feels like it's bringing up our wound, our karmic wound about any victim mentalities and boundaries, and any healing that needs to go on around that is coming through. And this is also being mirrored quite literally in the tarot, as you see. The end card here is the only major arcana we've had this month, apart from the Master, which isn't a traditional major arcana card. This here shows us that 2012 is set for growth. It's set to be fast, and it's set to be challenging, and you're set to be out of your comfort zone. Nevertheless, it should be exciting, profitable in a abundant way, in those inner ways of true abundance and happiness. It's just saying that, you know, you may go through some emotions. It's very Cancerian, just like the moon. And you may be going through quite a few emotions, but be needing to keep things together. But it'll pay off. It'll pay off if you can really just keep your consciousness, keep your head, whilst everything around you loses its own, in that sense, from that saying. Okay, just keep your head, and this promises to keep you on track then. Alright, blessings for your best year yet.